Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back. My name is Semicolon. Today we have another gold guide specifically for bolt crafting in the War Within. It is very straightforward. I've created a sheet to assist you and see if what you're crafting is profitable. So what I'm going to do today is I'm just going to take you through the process that I've been using to make money with bolt crafting, and then we'll go over a few of the other random miscellaneous things like stats, that kind of thing. So some fun but boring stuff depending on how you look at it. So first things first, I'm going to pull in this sheet and we can just take a look at this. So if you're familiar with my previous versions of the sheet, then you'll know that I had unraveling set up, but I now have bolt crafting set up. So the awesome thing about this is that both unraveling and bolt crafting can work in conjunction to increase profitability that much more. So we are just going to use kind of whatever numbers are already put into the sheet for unraveling, just as an example, and that way we don't have to fill out the information for unraveling. So we're just going to kind of jump directly into bolt crafting, again, assuming that all of these prices for unraveling are accurate, but they're probably not, but that's okay. So first things first, I'm going to get my shopping string for bolt crafting, and I'm going to import it into my auctionator auction house. So to do that, you would just copy the shopping string, then you would come into the auction house, click on the shopping tab, and click import, and then you're just going to paste that shopping string in there, and then click import again. That is going to make this shopping list show up on this master sheet of shopping lists. Then you can just click on the shopping list and it will pull up all the prices for all of these different items. So once we have these prices updated or pulled up on the auction house, we can go through and we can actually update the prices. So spool of weaver thread is 16 gold, 99 silver. Weaver cloth bolt is 149.80. Storm dust, you can just go with the cheapest option, so 65.98, and exquisite weaver cloth bolt is 299. So one thing I just want to mention right off the bat, I have quality 2s listed here, and the reason why is I was going through the auction house initially, and when I was kind of setting this up, exquisite weaver cloth bolts were really the most ideal product to be crafting when looking at rank 1 versus rank 2. Now looking at it right now, rank 1 obviously is technically it's a gold higher in value, and prices have jumped a lot because the North American servers just came up. It is officially like season 1 Mythic Plus is live, Mythic Raid is live, and so kind of we're expecting to see an increase in prices across the board. But at the time, rank 2 exquisite weaver cloth bolts were the ideal option for me, and so that's why I've kind of built this sheet around it. Now with bolt crafting, you could do rank 1s, you could do rank 2s. So what we've found, like with milling in particular, is if you're milling rank 1 herbs into rank 2 pigments, you're going to receive less rank 2 pigments. But that's not the case with bolt crafting. So you're going to receive roughly the same amount of bolts, whether you're crafting rank 1 or rank 2 bolts, from what I've seen so far. So I have rank 2 listed here, but ultimately, if you're going through the rank 1 route, you should be totally fine. You would just want to make sure you're putting in rank 1 prices. So we have the prices listed here. Now, just from these prices alone, we can see that there's a good amount of profitability crafting weaver cloth bolts and exquisite weaver cloth bolts. Now, to clarify, let me change this to maybe a more appropriate number of 1,000 crafts, but we're still seeing solid profitability across the board. Now, one thing you can do with this sheet, which is what I've been doing, and it's an awesome way to really compound profitability, is unraveling weaver cloth into spools of weaver thread, and then taking the spools of weaver thread and using that to craft weaver cloth bolts. And then you can even take those weaver cloth bolts you crafted and craft them into exquisite weaver cloth bolts. So if you wanted to do a cycle like that, how you would essentially do it is you would take this price per, so assuming you've updated the prices for unraveling, you'll see what your spool of weaver thread is over here on the right hand side in column L. So it's telling me a spool of weaver thread would cost me 11 gold, 17 silver, roughly if I went through and did the unraveling myself. So I will go ahead on the prices side where it says spool of weaver thread rank 2. I'll go ahead and update that price from 16 gold 99 silver to 11 gold 17 silver. We are going to see that the price per weaver cloth bolt has just increased tremendously because we're getting the spools of weaver thread for, you know, like 5 gold cheaper per spool than the auction house price. So just then and that of itself is like, you know, 100,000 gold for you know, doing this crafting is pretty solid. But then we can kind of do the same exact thing with exquisite weaver cloth bolts. So if we did this crafting, we would get our weaver cloth bolts for roughly 76 gold 8 silver. So then we can go over to the weaver cloth bolt section. So right now it says it's 149 gold 80 silver. We can update this to 76 gold and 8 silver. Now when you do that, it is going to make the weaver cloth bolt section go red. Obviously that's because we've updated the price and it's pulling the price source from the same spot. But look at the impact it had on exquisite weaver cloth bolts. So exquisite weaver cloth bolts profitability jumped up to 209,000 and it was originally 69,219. So a tremendous jump in profitability just by unraveling the weaver cloth, crafting it into bolts, taking those bolts and crafting it into exquisite weaver cloth bolts. Another thing you can do with this information is you can take the price per weaver cloth bolt and look at like the disenchanting shuffle. So you can take the 78 gold 8 silver, you can come over to the enchanting tab. You can put in what the current price per bolt is, 76 gold, 8 silver, and you'll get a fairly accurate depiction of disenchanting and what that value would be. So you would take those weaver cloth bolts, you would craft Pioneer's cloth cuffs with it, and then you would disenchant it. Now, obviously, the prices for these gleaming shards aren't updated. They might have gone down. They might be going up with Season 1 starting, or I guess like Mythic Plus season starting. So, I mean, there's a lot of opportunity with gold making just from doing kind of this tailoring shuffle, so to speak. So that's basically it in terms of how the sheet works and how you can make money off of tailoring. Now, a couple of things I do want to highlight. The bolt aspect of this sheet is based off of 16% multi-craft and 8% resourcefulness. Those stats will change. 16% multi-craft seems to be the cap in terms of multi-craft without having the rare quality profession gear. So once you get the rare quality tool and the one accessory that gives multi-craft, you might be looking at 17 or 18% multi-craft, but otherwise 16% is kind of the cap with just the green quality gear. However, resourcefulness, there's a lot of opportunity for me to increase my resourcefulness for this. As you can see, looking at this tree over here, actually, let me just pull up my actual tree in game so it's a little bit easier to look at. So looking at textile treasures, I have obviously less is more maxed out, and extra threads is the resourcefulness section of the tailoring tree. So I still need to max this out. So 13 more points into there. That will hopefully get my resourcefulness up a little bit more. I have gotten some additional points into resourcefulness since I actually captured that data, so it's at 12% now. Once I get my additional points into the extra threads tree, I will go back through and I will recapture the data and update this sheet with more accurate numbers. But if you're getting started into this, here's my recommendation. Number one, to be as efficient as possible, you would want 2 characters to kind of do this whole process from the unraveling up through the bolt crafting. So you would want 1 character to kind of be your unraveler starting out, and they are going to focus every single knowledge point they have into unraveling, into resourcefulness. And I actually have a video on unraveling that you can check out. I'll try to make sure it's, there a little card pops up here. So you can go check out that if you'd like, but you basically just want to focus all of your points, your knowledge points, into resourcefulness. Your profession equipment wants to be resourcefulness, enchanted with resourcefulness, basically everything resourcefulness to maximize the profitability from unraveling. Then your second character is going to be your bolt crafter, and they're going to want to focus on multi-craft. Now, your bolt crafter is also going to want resourcefulness. It's also very important for the bolt crafter, but that's kind of second in line. So on your bolt crafter, you'll want to make sure that you get less is more maxed out immediately. That's kind of the most important one. And then followed by that, then you can start going into extra threads for additional resourcefulness. There are some knowledge points that you'll want to put into quality fabric. This is just going to increase your skill, not super important. Starting out, I would focus on the multi-craft first, but that additional skill will ultimately just pay off and be beneficial in the long run. Being able to use like rank 1 quality materials for rank 2 bolts is one thing that would be super beneficial, probably down the road. Right now, it doesn't seem that beneficial. Like, multi-craft outweighs the benefit of using rank 1 materials for rank 2 product. But again, that will change. So that's how you're going to want to set up your bolt crafter. Again, focus on multi-craft and then look into resourcefulness. And then in terms of profession equipment tools, you're going to want to get the multi-craft spring-loaded fabric cutters. You are going to want to enchant that with a rank 3 enchant. Looking at this now, I see that I have the rank 2 enchant, which is kind of dumb. There's some opportunity for me there. I could get an additional 24 resourcefulness by getting the rank 3 enchant. And I mean, just looking at this profit sheet, you can see that there's a lot of profit to be made with this. It's well worth making the investment for that rank 3 enchant. Last time I looked, it was still, like 10K for the rank 3 enchant, but one session is potentially going to make you that back plus more. So that's kind of the gist of things. Now, bear in mind that there's a lot of people doing the shuffle, and depending on how this video goes, there might be quite a few new people entering the market. So this might not be an immediate win for you. Also, you might need to spend some time getting some characters set up to be able to do this. But this is going to most likely be something that's available for gold making throughout the course of the expansion. And so kind of set your sights long term. Again, this might not be immediately something that you can just dive into and make a ton of money off of. But hopefully this, combined with all the other different gold making things that I've got built into this sheet, you'll find some opportunities to, kind of play around in some different markets. And I would just, regularly come through here, update the prices, and see if it's profitable for you. So yeah, that's kind of the gist. That's the spiel. I hope you all enjoyed this. I hope you are able to make some nice money off of some bolt crafting. I was actually, as we were recording this video, I was happy to see that the Weaver cloth bolt prices went up, because I crafted, like 8,000 of them yesterday, which is worth a lot of gold, but the price dropped down to under 200 gold after I had crafted them. It was still profitable, but not as profitable. So I'm happy to see that the price has jumped back up, but it's already gone down 20 gold since we started recording this video. So yeah, again, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you're able to make some money. Let me know in the comments if you have any feedback, how this is working out for you, or if there's any other professions or recipes you'd like to see on this gold cheat sheet. The link to the gold cheat sheet is going to be available in the description. It's free to use, so have at it. All you'll need to do is come into it, click file, and make a copy, and that will get you to a point where you can start entering your own custom prices on this sheet. Again, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We will catch you in the next one. See ya.